Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, served as a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD. He was the final ruler in the sequence known as the Five Good Emperors. Despite having the world's highest power and access to all his desires, he chose to lead with fairness and justice. Aurelius used his free time to pen down an autobiographical series known as the Meditations, which is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. In his writings, he provided guidance on self-improvement, focusing on taking a cosmic viewpoint and critically assessing your judgment of yourself and others. As a ruler of a mighty empire that encountered numerous wars during his reign, he employed his Stoic philosophy to relieve stress and worries and be the best leader he could be. Stoicism, an ancient and well-known philosophy, advocates that doing the right thing leads to personal happiness. It also emphasizes the importance of sound judgment and clear, rational thinking. This video will discuss 5 essential lessons from Marcus Aurelius's teachings that can help you develop a rational mind. Lesson 1. Train your perception. Aurelius stated that choosing not to be harmed means you won't feel harmed. This fundamental Stoicism lesson stresses taking control of your perceptions. We tend to judge everything we encounter and assign values to all experiences and interactions. This habitual practice can be draining and may negatively impact our lives. For instance, labeling a challenging day as awful or a party as boring influences our overall perception of these events. It's essential to realize that our initial judgments are often influenced by our emotions rather than rational thinking. Stoics encourage individuals to reconsider their judgments and view events through a more optimistic and reasonable lens. It entails looking beyond our initial instinct and reframing our experiences positively. For instance, instead of considering a party as boring, view it as an opportunity to explore a new place and meet new people. Lesson 1 continues. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that difficulties are only perceived as such if you perceive them that way. This suggests that the severity of any challenge you encounter is directly proportional to how you perceive it. Thus, you have full control over how much various circumstances impact you. The Stoics also prompt you to view every adverse occurrence as a potential source of good. A Stoic exercise called flipping the obstacle is a practical way to train your perspective. For instance, if a new colleague's slow learning curve is affecting company profits, you might feel frustrated. However, this can also be seen as an opportunity for growth. It can serve as a chance to exercise patience, improve your teaching skills, understand how to integrate new team members, and manage stressful situations. These are valuable skills that can ultimately enhance profits in the long run. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Instead of exaggerating judgments, strive to see things objectively. You may find that life is simpler and clearer than you initially thought. Every situation has a potentially positive or negative interpretation. Adjust your mindset, and you'll discover that things don't bother you as much, making life easier. Lesson 2. Control your emotions. Aurelius urges us to prevent emotions from superseding our rational thinking and to stop being hypocritical, self-centered, and irritable. Acting out of emotion often clouds our judgment and contradicts rational thinking. If you wish to think clearly, mastering the ability to control your emotions is crucial. Marcus Aurelius particularly pointed out that anger is more harmful than beneficial. However, controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. When you're intensely angry due to a betrayal, denying its existence or pretending you're okay won't help. The anger will persist, no matter how much you try to suppress it. The Stoics recommend redirecting emotions instead. So when you're angry, question what you can do with that anger. Yelling might seem tempting, but will it alleviate your hurt or improve your situation? Will it help the person who betrayed you be better? Evaluate whether your actions are helpful or not, and express your emotions in ways that are beneficial. Perhaps calmly discussing your feelings with the person who hurt you might yield better results. You could try expressing your feelings and attempting to understand their perspective. Alternatively, you could journal, participate in physical activities, immerse yourself in a video game, or engage in any other activity that helps you release your anger. Consider another emotion, anxiety or fear. You can't simply suppress it, but you can redirect it. Rather than allowing anxiety to immobilize you, use it as a challenge to take the actions that evoke it and acknowledge its existence throughout. For instance, if you're too scared to ask your boss for a raise, many people would view this fear as a deterrent and let their anxieties stop them. Others may forge ahead, treating their anxiety as an obstacle that needs to be disregarded. However, neither approach is necessary. Your fear can be expressed in a healthy manner that could prove beneficial. This fear can prompt you to consider all potential outcomes, preparing you for any questions or counter-arguments from your boss. Most importantly, fear provides a positive motivation to push through, grow as a person, and prove to yourself that you can take this step, not despite your fear, but because of it. You can acknowledge your anxiety and think, how fantastic that I'm trying this despite my fear. Being able to easily redirect powerful emotions will make you a calm person, ensuring that your emotions never hinder your ability to think rationally and make wise decisions. Controlling your emotions is the key to a more serene mind. Lesson 3. Exercise the dichotomy of control. According to Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not external events. Understand this, and you will find strength. The dichotomy of control differentiates what we can control from what we can't. For instance, you can't control the weather, traffic, or people's opinions of you. However, you can control how you dress, when you leave, and who you associate with. So, when confronted with a situation that stirs certain emotions in you, ask, what can I control? Act on what you can control and learn to accept and embrace what you can't without letting it affect you. This distinction can instantly clear your mind. An essential aspect of the dichotomy of control is amor fati, or love of fate. When you embrace life and all its circumstances, you learn to love life unconditionally. You can't evade fate or control external circumstances, but you can choose to love your life regardless. For instance, if you're rejected for a job you've wanted for years, you might think there's no silver lining. However, try to view this not just as a failure to achieve your goal, but as an opportunity for a positive step. Either you didn't get the job due to a shortcoming on your part, which you can control and improve upon for future opportunities, or it was due to an external factor like nepotism or a personality clash, which was never under your control, meaning the opportunity never truly existed. Becoming upset about something that never existed is futile. Part of embracing fate involves detaching from fixed outcomes and external success indicators. For instance, if you aspire to be a writer and gauge your success by your book sales, you're allowing the unpredictable book market to dictate your success. However, if you measure your success by your satisfaction with the finished product or the effort invested, you have control over your success. So, while you should do everything in your power to achieve your goals, remember that you might not reach them, and accept this possibility ahead of time. If we focus only on what is within our control and accept what isn't as it comes, we will experience a sense of calm, regardless of the situation. Lesson 4. Embrace virtues. As Marcus Aurelius said, dig deep within yourself, for a source of goodness is ready to flow if you continue your search. A virtue can be viewed as a character strength, or more simply put, ethical behavior. Such behavior benefits you, those around you, and contributes to the greater good. Stoicism embraces the concept of a connected universe where everything and everyone are interlinked. So, what serves the greater good ultimately benefits you as well. Therefore, Stoics believed that those most attuned to reason were those who dedicated themselves to the broader welfare, in other words, practiced virtues. Conversely, lack of virtuous behavior is considered ignorance by the Stoics. When life throws unexpected situations your way, virtues can be your guiding lights, directing you on the right path and keeping you grounded. The most virtuous individuals often exude tranquility and composure. To embody virtuous qualities, one must internalize the four cardinal virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. From a Stoic perspective, wisdom is the ability to differentiate between good, bad, neutral, and everything in between. It involves rising above the influence of emotions, allowing reason to dictate what is morally just. In the face of a dilemma, wisdom enables you to evaluate both options with a clear mind. Justice, which follows wisdom, is a commitment to what is right and fair for oneself and others. Stoics considered it a duty toward oneself, fellow humans, and society as a whole. Courage, the third virtue, drives action even amidst personal fear. It urges you to act for the greater good or undertake tasks despite uncertainties about the outcome. Courage isn't about eliminating fear, desire, or anxiety, but making the conscious choice to move forward despite emotional obstacles. Lastly, temperance, also known as moderation, is about maintaining a balanced path between extremes. It involves exercising self-control, restraint, and discipline. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the human trait of self-regulation, which distinguishes us from animals. Temperance prioritizes long-term well-being over temporary gratification. For instance, consider a bag of chips. Consuming the whole bag might provide temporary pleasure, but it's detrimental to health and potentially mood. Here, exercising temperance means stopping after a few bites. Wisdom plays a crucial role in determining the right amount to consume before overindulging. Might fail to see the larger picture. Stoicism classifies things and conducts into goods, evils, and indifference. The guiding principles are to pursue good, avoid evil, and accept indifference as per personal preference. Deviating from these virtues means cultivating evil, like theft, disrespect, recklessness, or refraining from doing good. Indifferent actions, such as a leisurely walk, do neither. These principles enhance more than just personal growth. They engender a state of calm composure. Aligning your actions with these virtues guarantees you are always on the right path, led by reason, thus fostering a peaceful mind. Lesson 5. Welcome a wider perspective. In our concluding quote from Marcus Aurelius, he beautifully echoes Plato's wisdom, stating that when discussing people, it's best to adopt a bird's-eye view and observe everything simultaneously. Adopting a panoramic view is essential to achieve mental clarity. As we navigate the whirlwind of life, we often find ourselves buried in the heart of each issue, with each challenge seeming to bear the world's weight. Picture being in a small crowd. It might feel as though the entire city is choked in congestion. However, shifting your viewpoint just a bit can reveal a completely different reality. In essence, when we detach and ponder the grand canvas of our world and existence, we realize how minor our personal experiences are and how we are mere specks in the grand scheme of things. This shift in perspective reveals the vast sphere beyond our immediate experiences. Often people fail to recognize that their encounters and perspectives are not the only ones worth considering, even within their own lives. Suppose someone had an unpleasant experience with dogs. They might struggle to understand that dogs could be beloved companions to others unless they consciously acknowledge the possibility of diverse experiences. Occasionally it's crucial to step back and ask, what am I missing or failing to understand? This introspective exercise yields multiple benefits. For instance, imagine having to choose between staying in your current job or pursuing a new opportunity elsewhere. Such a decision could be daunting, especially if you're unsure whether either option will meet your aspirations. Your current job provides stability, yet the lure of a better salary tempts you. You might feel trapped in this predicament. However, a wealth of untapped opportunities lies beneath the surface. Have you considered venturing into a completely different field or exploring a side project that complements your current job? Maybe immersing yourself in a passion to divert your focus away from tasks you find less appealing is an option. It is entirely possible that numerous unexplored paths in life are escaping your awareness. Adopting a broader perspective instead of focusing solely on immediate concerns significantly assists in making informed decisions. Expanding your scope isn't only valuable for determining priorities, but also for forming your opinions. To make a well-rounded judgment, it's crucial to consider all aspects and possibilities within a given situation. Moreover, stepping back means distancing yourself from personal biases and viewpoints. Temporarily setting aside your desires can offer a fresh perspective, encouraging you to think about those around you and your responsibilities towards them. In the heat of the moment, you might overlook the bigger picture. You might think an action as trivial as littering doesn't matter. However, when you pause and broaden your perspective to incorporate the entire globe and potential repercussions if everyone acted the same way, your inclination to litter becomes vividly insignificant compared to the welfare of our planet. As previously discussed, the Stoic firmly upholds the belief in the interconnectedness of all things, asserting that global betterment inherently enhances personal well-being. So, stepping back to adopt a universal viewpoint instead of concentrating solely on your life bears enormous significance. When faced with a decision, adversity, challenge, or life-altering alteration, introspective questioning can be a powerful tool. Whether in the heat of the moment or afterwards during a reflective activity, like a walk outdoors or journaling, an exercise Marcus Aurelius highly recommended. Such questions allow you to probe deeper into your thoughts and actions. Initially, you might feel that littering is of no consequence, but upon stepping back and contemplating the entire world and the potential outcome if everyone acted similarly, your desire to litter pales in comparison to the welfare of the planet. As previously stated, Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of everything in the world and affirmed that the general welfare of the world enhances personal well-being. Therefore, detaching and viewing the world in its entirety rather than just your life is incredibly significant. When confronting a choice, difficulty, problem, or life shift, you have the ability to ask introspective questions. This can happen in the moment or later, perhaps during a reflective walk or while journaling, an activity Aurelius was particularly fond of. The most common questions to ask include what the potential long-term effects of my decision or action could be, how someone else's viewpoint on this could vary from mine, if there's someone in a similar situation or with similar goals who could provide insight, how my decision or action affects my well-being and those around me, and if there are any options I haven't considered yet. Taking the time to contemplate all aspects of the world benefits you in two ways. It helps you to understand your actions, thoughts, life, and choices more distinctly, and it enables you to contribute to the betterment of the world. When you consider the whole picture, your perspective becomes unobstructed, freeing you from unnecessary restraint, bias, or doubt. If you appreciated this video, please check out our playlist for more enlightening content aimed at helping you achieve success and happiness using the wisdom of ancient philosophy. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you can, please consider becoming a channel member. Thank you for watching. Stay steadfast and continue creating.